Hello again, everyone. Marcus here. I review stuff. Today, I'm reviewing the song Sweet and Tender Hooligan by the Smiths. Of course, this song comes to you as a request from one of my viewers. If you would like to request something as well, just leave it in the comments and I'll be sure to get to it. So at this point, I've heard a good amount of music by the Smiths, and I gotta say, I like a good amount of music by the Smiths. So I'm looking forward to listening to this one. I think I'm probably getting pretty close to having completed their discography, so honestly, at this pace, we probably will. So it's been a while since we come back to them, but really excited for this one. Let's go ahead and take a look at it. Again, this is Sweet and Tender Hooligan by the Smiths. Here we go.
Was the sweet and tender hooligan, he said that he'll never do it again, and of course he won't, not until the next time. He was the sweet and tender hooligan, he swore that he'll never do it again, and of course he won't, not until the next time. Poor old man, he had an accident with a 3-bar fire, but that's okay, because he wasn't very happy anyway. A poor woman, strangled in her very own bed as she read, but that's okay, cause she was old and she would have died anyway. Don't blame the sweet and tender hooligan, because he'll never do it again, not until the next time. Till you've heard every word, so before you decide, would you look into those motherly eyes? I love you for you, my love, you, my love, you, my love, you, my love. Till you've heard every word, but before you decide, would you look into those motherly eyes? I love you for you, my love, you, my love you just for you, my love. Don't blame the sweet and tender hooligan, because he'll never do it again. And in the midst of life we are in death, etc. The hooligan, because we never do it again. And in the midst of life we are in death, etc. 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 In the midst of life we are in death, etc.
Another good one by this band for sure. I like that a whole lot. Instrumentally, it's probably taken the place of my most favorite Smiths song. I mean, man, that was just so energetic, fast-paced. Love the guitar work. The bass line throughout was fantastic. The drumming was nice and energetic. And Morrissey's delivery, I feel like, was just very... on top of it, it was like the cherry on top. You know, it really made the whole thing come together really nicely, I feel like. So, man, that was a fun one to listen to. I had a great time. So I'm ready to break the song down like I always do. Of course, starting with the lyrics. So let's take a look. I think I might know what's going on here, but I definitely want to take a look at what Genius says. It says Morrissey uses sarcasm and satire to ridicule the justice system in the way of how it forgives the young, sweet, and tender hooligans. In the song, he's playing a role of a satirical defense to the person who has committed all of the crimes, and he mockingly tries to justify the murders. The song was released as a standalone single. Okay, cool. So let's take a look at these lyrics. It says, he was a sweet and tender hooligan, and he said that he'd never do it again, and of course he won't. Oh, not until the next time. He was a sweet and tender hooligan, and he swore that he'll never do it again, and of course he won't. Oh, not until the next time. Poor old man, he had an accident with a 3-bar fire, but that's okay because he wasn't very happy anyway. Poor woman, strangled in her very own bed as she read, but that's okay because she was old and she would have died anyway. Yeah, it was that line where I realized, like, damn, he's being very, like, tongue-in-cheek and really trying to make a statement here. Don't blame the sweet and tender hooligan because he'll never do it again, not until the next time. Jury, you've heard every word, so before you decide, would you look into those mother me eyes? I love you for you, my love, you, my love, you, my love. Jury, you've heard every word, but before you decide, would you look into those mother me eyes? I love you for you, my love, you, my love. I love you just for you, my love. Don't blame the sweet and tender hooligan because he'll never do it again. And in the midst of life, we are in death, etc. Sweet and tender hooligan because he'll never ever do it again. And in the midst of life, we are in death. I wonder what he means by that particular line. Anything here? Maz is doubly or maybe triply quoting here the phrase, in the midst of life we are in death, is from the Book of Common Prayer and often used in British burials as a sort of memento mori to remind us that death will come to us all, and to live is to ever approach death. In the midst of life we are in debt is a parody of the former sentence used in a skit by comedians Peter Cook and Dudley Moore. It was used in a much more mundane sense to talk about, well, indebtedness. By using words that are almost homophones, at least in his accent, the author is apparently being sarcastic, and the double meaning in his lyrics, is it just a little description of a judgment, or is it a more grandiose reflection on judgments in general? Probably both. Interesting. I like this person's write-up. I think they do a good job kind of explaining it and giving the backstory to it. So that's pretty neat. Yeah, I mean, I think what Morrissey is saying here is that, you know, sometimes the justice system can go easy on people just because they're young, and you've seen it before. I mean, here in America as well, where it's like, oh, we can't, you know, sentence them to jail for this heinous crime. They're so young. They have their whole lives ahead of them. They have like an athletic career or what have you, you know. So and it is kind of a tricky line to walk, because it's like, on the one case, yeah, you know, young people make stupid mistakes, but at the end of the day, if it's something like, you know, murdering somebody, then, you know, you still have to pay for your mistake. So I think as a judge, you have to consider, like, yeah, they did wrong. There needs to be some sort of punitive action. But at the same time, it's like, if you're 16 or 17, it's like, you're stupid, you make mistakes. How can we reform that person? And that's what our, at least here in America, I'm not sure how it is overseas, but that's, I think, what our justice system really fails to do. Our justice system does a great job of punishing, not a great job of reforming and turning, you know, people's lives around. Oftentimes, people are, you know, when they are set free from jail or from their punishment or what have you, there's not really much left for them. There's not like job opportunities and housing and things like that. And so oftentimes the recidivism is there. You know, it's pretty high and pretty frequent because we don't do a good job of, like I said, rehabilitating versus punishing. And so, like, I think Morrissey makes a great point here. It's just like, yeah, you can't go easy on someone for doing something heinous just because they're young and they have their whole lives ahead of them. It's like, you know, who are we to judge whose life or is more valuable than someone else's, you know? Yeah, a lot of good stuff in this conversation, I feel like, etc., 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 etc. In the midst of life we are in debt, etc., 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 etc. In the midst of life we are in debt. Just, will you free me? Will you find me? Will you free me? Will you find me? Will you free me? Free me, free me. Jury, will you free me? Will you find me? Will you free me? How will you find me? Find me, find me, find me, etc., etc., etc. In the midst of life we are in debt, etc. Oh. I thought it was really good. The lyrics get a little repetitive here, but I think it really worked for kind of the speed, the energy that we're going for in the song. Lyrically, I think it does start a really good conversation. Regardless of which side of the argument you fall on, I think it's a good commentary. I think they do it really well here. So lyrically, I got to give it 2 thumbs up. I thought it was really great. As far as the instrumentation goes, I think this is where the song really stands out for me. I had a great time listening to this one. So like I said, that guitar kicked in, and I was like, wow, this is really like a very rock-oriented guitar, I feel like. This was a much more, a song by the Smiths that is more on the rock side than I think maybe on the pop side that I'm used to, which I was totally digging. I mean, I've said before that really getting to do this channel and having you guys recommend songs to me has really opened my eyes to what a great guitarist Johnny Marr is, and I feel like this song was no exception. I think he did a fantastic job on it. So kudos to him. Great energy behind that guitar. Just a really great tune throughout. The bass work, there's a few times where it really came through to the forefront, I think, in my headphones there, and it was just really nice to hear. It was a very nice groove, really keeping pace with what they were doing in the song. And then the drums, I think the drums really pulled it all together with that high energy percussion. I think it was just a fun listen. And then, like I said, Morrissey's vocal delivery, I think, really contributed to the way they did things here. He can kind of really slow it down and do his like a little crooning style and really have you in the palm of his hand, or he can speed it up like this and really kick you in the teeth and really have that high energy behind it. So I thought they did a fantastic job here, both vocally and instrumentally. So I give it 2 thumbs up for that. As far as replay value goes, look, this one is straight going on the playlist. I just loved the energy behind it. It really grabbed me from the get-go. The lyrics, I think, have a very interesting, thought-provoking message behind them. And like I said, the delivery is just high energy and fun and entertaining, and just really blends well. Everything really works together. So this one's going on the playlist. I liked it a lot. Might be up there with some of my favorite Smiths songs. So yeah, 2 big thumbs up there. I had a great time listening to it. Overall, a fantastic song. I want to thank whoever requested this one. As always, if you want to be that person who requests something, just leave it in the comments and I'll be sure to get to it. If you enjoyed the music as much as I did, of course, go support the artists. Go listen to their music wherever you can. One place you should hopefully be able to find this song and plenty more Smiths songs at this point is going to be in my Spotify playlist. It's in the description below. Has every single song I've heard so far on my channel, as long as it's on Spotify. Of course, if you want to support me, just all the normal stuff you do on YouTube. Like and subscribe and comment. My computer froze there for a second, so I hope it didn't affect the the camera, but we'll see. I guess when the final product comes out, I probably won't edit it out because I was mid-sentence. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Have a good one. See y'all next time.